Oh yeah, let me set this up. Welcome to the Manhattan Project. My name is Todd, and I'm making a Boulevardier. Uh, why is a little bit of a long story, but I'm going to get into it. So I did a Manhattan with this a couple weeks ago. This is a Maker's Mark cask strength at 109.6 proof. And I went to the Maker's website to see if I could find some sort of inspiration for a cocktail, to see if they had anything for this cask strength. And surprisingly, the Maker's their website doesn't have a ton of recipes, maybe 9 or 10. And there was actually only one for the cask strength. Everything else was the Maker's 46, their standard bottle. So I saw that they had one for a cask strength Boulevardier, and it got me thinking, why are they using this only for a Boulevardier? And if you back up, a Boulevardier, the classic recipe, is 1¼ ounces of bourbon or rye whiskey, and then 1 ounce of Campari and 1 ounce of sweet vermouth. Jesse made this cocktail way back when as a short, and the cocktail was pretty good, but I'm not a big fan of Campari. I would say it's more like a like dislike relationship. There's something weird about the aftertaste of this. A lot of people are moving away from Campari for that reason. Um, Campari company also makes Aperol, which is a kind of like a lesser version of this. It's lighter. It's like half the ABV of Campari, and I hear it's just a overall more mellow version of this. Even though I think it's considered an orange liqueur, where this is considered a true bitter. So, at any rate, I think the ratios of the original cocktail for me, because I'm not a fan of Campari, are too equal. It's like they're basically just equal, quarter, ounce and a quarter, and then ounce and an ounce of these two. So those things don't really mix well. And I was intrigued by this recipe because this recipe for the maker's site is 1½ ounces to 3/4 ounce Campari and 3/4 ounce of sweet vermouth. So again, that's very intriguing to me because I wanted something to knock down the taste of the Campari, and I think this recipe is by design. They probably picked this bottle for that reason, to knock it down. So I'm going to go ahead and make this and see what we get. So in a mixing glass, we're going to add some ice. Refrigerator ice. It's got to be refrigerator ice. Just kidding. All right, so do 1½ ounces of Maker's Mark cask strength, and then it's going to be 3/4 ounce, equal parts of the Campari. Trying to get this just right. And then 3/4 ounce of the vermouth. Bam. Get these out of the way so you can see. So this gets stirred for 30 seconds. Now historically, this would probably be served in a coupe, but I have seen many recipes where they're serving it in a rocks glass like this. And you would also historically garnish this with a orange peel. We are not doing that today. So we're going to call that 30 seconds. Strain it. I've also seen recipes where they put a cherry garnish on this. Again, I'm not doing that today. And we're going to add one big cube, big-ish. In case you want to sip on this. I'm not really known for sipping drinks, but let's just pretend for today. All right, here's what they're calling the makers. Okay, here's what they're calling the Cask Strength Boulevardier. Maker's Cask Strength Boulevardier. Cheers. Yeah, I can already tell you that's a lot better than the original one I have. The sweetness is definitely sweetness of the Campari is definitely being knocked down by the proof of the bourbon. This is still a very sweet drink, but not in a bad way. I would almost say if I was to make this again, I'd probably cut the amount of Campari and the amount of vermouth even down more, though maybe half an ounce. Because the problem with makers in general is it's very sweet bourbon, sweet tasting, and this one is again it's so sweet that it's maybe allowing these to pop through a little more than I would want. But again, I'm not. This is just me. I'm not a Campari fan, but this has gotten better. I'd like to try this again at some point, but I want to maybe go to the Aperol and see if that's a better alternative. So yeah, so this is the Maker's Cask Strength Boulevardier. Cheers.